So the Black Clover anime, for starters, in case you don't know, episode 130 of Black Clover officially begins the anime original written by Yuki Tabata story that takes place in between the last chapter of Black Clover before it goes into the time skip and the time skip. So that's one big nugget to start this video off, letting you guys know that in case you're not interested, which to be honest with you, this is anime original stuff that I am interested in. Episode 130 begins a big massive anime original stuff, aka filler if you want to call it that. It's hard to call it filler when the original author is heavily involved in the creation of this, which is why he's having, you know, massive health issues, I'm imagining. But yeah, let's talk about Black Clover, baby. 130 episodes in, doing some crazy stuff on top of all that.
I say we gonna do what we do, no matter how you move, make your move. That's how it be, though.
So that's right, people. Black Clover episode 130. We've reached the promised land, and there's a lot to talk about. Like I said earlier, we just began the essentially, I guess you could say the anime original stuff, although it still doesn't technically feel like that just because we haven't started like actually training. And for me, I was waiting for that page because the last panel you see before we get to be continued 6 months later or some shit like that was the panel of Yuno standing there in the sky. And then I was like, okay, once I see that, you know, on the episode, then I know, okay, we're about to go into the time skip. So we haven't had that yet, so we still haven't technically ran everything dry yet, you know, to go into the time skip. But for the most part, I mean, episode 130 was anime original filler, whatever you want to call it, with all the captains and the aftermath of the elf arc, because I forgot, yeah, we're still technically dealing with remnants of that after the kingdom was, you know, decimated by all the captains turning into evil elves and all that shit. But before we get into more of that, I have some pretty interesting news, because a lot of people like to say Black Clover's a flop. Black Clover, it flopped. No one cares about it. It's not popular, despite the fact that I've shown people results of, like, I think it was with TV Tokyo, it's like one of its top 5 properties alongside like Pokemon and Boruto and shit like that, which that's pretty freaking insane, a top 5 property or whatever. So let's just forget that for a second, that golden piece of information. But on top of that, Crunchyroll just released its stats for the top 10 most watched anime in many different countries. At the very least, they showed 10. And it was interesting that Black Clover was on all 10 of them. Now, when I first saw it, I was a little bit hyped because I didn't realize that it was in alphabetical order. So I'm like, yo, Black Clover tops everything, yeah. But that is very, very interesting. And it was also top 20 most rewatched anime between January and March of 2020 thus far for Crunchyroll. That is freaking humongous. So not only are people rewatching the series, people are loving it and enjoying it. It is one of the top 10 watched anime for Crunchyroll in damn near every country. Now, for whatever reason, they didn't show stats for the United States, but Canada, the UK, just like so many different countries. I'm like, yo, Black Clover, people be sleeping. People say, it's a flop, it flopped because the manga volume sales aren't all that or whatever, but manga volume sales aren't the only thing that dictate a series' popularity. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, you think Pokemon is selling crazy manga volumes when they do the little adaptation books and shit like that? No! Like, don't get me wrong, that is a statement. That's a huge statement, like with One Piece and shit like that. But even going to One Piece, it does incredible numbers, but outside of Japan, One Piece isn't all that popular like it is in Japan. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, the manga volume sales isn't the end-all, be-all way to tell if a series is popular. When you look at something like Black Clover, people clowned it and laughed at it in the beginning, said it was this, that, and the third, and look where we at now, baby. Black Clover greatness, and yeah, shit is awesome. I ain't gonna lie, I was so freaking hyped when I saw that. I was just like, Black Clover on this one, Black Clover on this one, Black Clover, and there's, I don't even know, probably hundreds of anime on Crunchyroll, so let's get that straight as well. They have everything from Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, you know, you name it, it's on there. Dragon Ball Super, all of these series are on there. So if Black Clover is doing top 10 and it was top 20 most rewatched anime of this year thus far, that's saying something, baby. That Black Clover greatness is real. And I mean, with episode 130, we have a lot of little interesting tidbits. It dealt more with the captains. I will say one thing, and I feel like I need to make a video at some given point on this. I feel as though Julius is not the best wizard king or best leader that we looked at and portrayed him to be honest with you. Because when I see this episode and I see, I want to say it was the previous captain of the Purple Worker, is that what they called or whatever, the one that, you know, he was a thief and all that shit and they got rid of and he could turn invisible, Goldray, I think that's how you say his name. When I saw that basically he was willing to pardon him as long as he could make some profit and shit like that. And then I go back and I think, oh, and he's also, I mean, even in this episode, he pardons William Vengeance, which out of all the captains, right? And I feel as though that was kind of a cop-out where, like, you got Charlotte, you got, I don't think Dorothy really cared, but you got Charlotte, you got a few of the other captains get up after William Vengeance says, like, yo, I need to step down as captain, you know, what I did was wrong. Then the other ones get up, like, the difference between Charlotte and the new captain of the Purple Worker and anybody else that was infected with becoming an elf was William Vengeance. You were cognizant of what you were doing when you allowed Pantry to take over and do these dastardly deeds. You were cognizant in the fight against Julius and could have said no. So if anything, no, Charlotte and them, they're victims. You are an asshole. And the fact that, you know, Julius pardons him as well, pardons just everything, is like, then where the fuck is the punishment? Like, so what, I could just go up and grab Charlotte's ass and be fine, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could just go and stab somebody in the neck, like, so Jack the Ripper could just start slicing people up, as he's saying, he want to turn people into sliced ham and shit, like, so he could just go slice dudes up and, hey, it's alright, you know, Julius is gonna pardon you. And don't get me wrong, there was some very, very funny moments, and this is where I feel as though, like, I'll be honest with you guys, Boruto filler compared to Black Clover filler, I take Black Clover filler 100 times over. Like, the latest episode of Boruto was a filler episode about, like, I don't know if anybody follows Boruto that's watching this video, but about Sarada, and she's doing some medical ninjutsu shit, and it was just like, whatever, there was some cool moments. It wasn't that bad, considerably speaking, with where Boruto filler can be, but I go to this Black Clover episode, I'm laughing with the fake Julius where they wrapped him up and shit like that. I'm entertained, I'm enjoying when, you know, Damnatio comes in there, Yami's getting ready to pull his sword out on him. Like, there's so many moments in this that, even though it's anime original, I'm still very engaged and still very interested. I feel as though they're revealing shit to me about, okay, so this is what happened after that event that wasn't shown in the manga. That with Boruto, it's just like, hey, Sarada gotta, you know what I'm saying, wipe her glasses. Let's take 5 minutes to see her wiping her glasses because she has Sharingan and can't see for some fucking reason. Like, you know, okay, that was a cheap shot at those glasses, I gotta admit that. But anyway, I'm derailing. Black Clover episode was freaking awesome. For an anime original, episode 130, the Dorothy bit of her saying, well, I don't really feel bad about shit, and her actually being awake with, you know, in the whole ceremony, the meeting with the captains, and Julius and Damnatio showing up, and just so much of it, especially the ending bits with Yami and Jack the Ripper gambling with William Vengeance. And, you know, it's okay for me. I look at it as I could see Yami and even Jack the Ripper to a certain degree accepting William Vengeance and treating him like normal to a certain degree, again, because Yami was shocked and wanted to rip his neck off when, you know, what happened to Julius back in the Elf arc or whatever. But I could see them because Yami is one of those kind of guys. It's like, let's drink, let's gamble till we're naked, screw it, whatever. My problem is with Julius as a leader, is like, how could you forgive all of these people, especially, like, if you want to forgive Dorothy, you want to forgive the new captain of the Purple Worker, I'll probably never remember his name, you want to forgive Prickly Queen, Charlotte, go for it. William Vengeance is an asshole and he should not be forgiven, and that's just my stance on that. But as a whole, I absolutely love this episode. I'm hoping that more of the episodes as it goes along with this anime original stuff is like episode 130, because there's a reason why Black Clover is top 20 most rewatched anime of 2020. There's a reason why Black Clover anime is top 10 most viewed in every freaking country out there. Like, there's a reason. Black Clover is greatness, and even the anime original episodes like this one showcase you should be watching. But I'm curious what you guys think about all of this. How do you feel about Black Clover's, you know, success thus far with this, you know, the rankings and shit like that? What do you think about the anime original stuff with episode 130 in particular? How did you feel about how Julius handled the captains and pardoning them and shit like that? Do you think he was too lenient, especially on the asshole known as William Vengeance? And your thoughts and expectations for the future Black Clover moving forward with episode 131 and beyond. To be honest with you, I might touch up on these episodes from time to time. They're enjoyable, they're insightful, they're interesting, and it's like, yeah, this is fresh content that is supposed to basically technically have happened and is worked on by Yuki Tabata himself, the mangaka. So yeah, who knows? You might see some Black Clover episode reviews popping up here and there. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit the bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and Black Clover greatness, baby, doing amazing.
Everything good always comes to an end. If you stab me in my back, we can never make amends. Trying to move to acceptance, hard to accept it. Mistakes like mirrors, gotta reflect it. I don't wanna fucking leave, but I gotta leave. Leave the maybes to the crazies. Maybe one day there I go, admitting something in a subtle way. No more copies, leave without a trace. Last time, I'ma say last time. Moving on to the future, leave the memories as a pastime. Memories always feel like the worst, letting all the past, leave it in a hearse. Sometimes I wanna lie, but I don't. Why lie when truthfully you get caught in it? Then usually is all off and shit, uncalled for shit. Now I'm off the shit. Maybe lately what I've been facing got me crazy. No, I can't take it. Maybe, 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 maybe. Real talk.